Hey everybody, this is Comics Villain. I just watched Pet Cemetery last night. It's a new, I guess this is a remake. They changed a few things up in this one, and as far as how I perceived the film going through it, there were good moments and there were like really cliche moments, a few jump scares, a little bit of, I guess, blood and gore. Not a lot, as is there's not really a whole lot of people in this movie. The cast is rather small, I should say. There's I will probably get into spoiler territory here, so if you haven't seen the movie, then click off. If you have, then or you don't care about spoilers like me, uh, then yeah. So in any case, there was the young kid from I don't know where it was. If that was a hospital or a school or what. I may have skipped where they actually introduced that part, but wherever the doctor was, the main character of this movie, the dad, wherever he was, at earlier, which almost looked like a school. There was this one kid that had something happen to him. His face was horribly, mutilated by something. Sorry, I tried to keep a close eye on this film. There's just a lot going on at home. So, but in any case, I watched the majority of it. I just kind of lost track of this part. So something happened to the kid, and the doctor tried to bring him back, but wasn't able to. So after that, that kid, after he died, he kind of kept coming back as a I don't know, as a ghost, I guess, that would continuously try to warn the doctor not to mess with the pet cemetery, or go past the pet cemetery. So later, we meet the rest of the cast, which is like the family and the one other character, which is the guy played by the one dude from, I think it was 30 Rock, or Third Rock from the Sun, or whatever that show was, with the older man that was like kind of balding, white hair, bumbling alien guy. So he's there. He kind of knows a lot about the pet cemetery and stuff. I won't get into all the details, but as far as his character is concerned, I just felt like it was a little silly. Because he, at one point, it's like, he knows the problem with the pet cemetery. He knows the problem, yet he still lives in that area. And it's not like he's warning people don't do it. you know it is such a weird thing, man. It's such a weird thing. Even if, okay, so let's put it this way: if what he said in the movie was true, where if you have been there and have put an animal or something in there in the past and it's come back to life, apparently it will affect you. It will make you want to do it again. If that's the case, why the heck not just leave? Why would you even stay in the area and put yourself through that, subject yourself through a potential problem in the near future? Well, I guess we need someone to teach the main character that this is a possibility, and to explain the rules of the pet cemetery. So here we are. Or maybe it's cheap to live there as a result. Who knows? Uh, so in any case, they do that with the cat. The cat comes back, all that stuff. As far as the cat is concerned, there was a heavy reliance on the cat initially in the movie. Then they focused later on in a switch up of what actually occurs in the film between this one and the original, which was the son, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that was hit by the car. So that was actually really interesting. This time around, it was the daughter that was hit by the car. So, he goes and puts the daughter back into the. He goes and puts the daughter into the the area past the pet cemetery, and then she comes back, but she comes back a little strange. How do I feel about all that? Well, maybe that makes sense, I guess. If we're gonna go with, as a grieving father, he had nothing. He just lost his daughter, and he wants to have her back again in his life. Okay, I understand that. He doesn't know what's really going to come back though, and the wife is worried because he's not saying anything. The son's worried because the son is also able to see that one boy from earlier who's giving warnings to the doctor. Also, they never bring back up that later on that he's a doctor. They really don't ever bring that back up, except when the little girl goes for the scalpel that he happens to have in his home, because he's a doctor, and uses that to kill the old man who gave him the instructions on how to use the pet cemetery. And I felt like that was interestingly done how they did that one, but it really wasn't all that special to me. There was the usual, there's a strange noise going on in my home. I should go investigate. And they go investigate and all that, and find out there's nothing upstairs. Goes back down and gets stabbed in the leg. The cat's there, and there was the weird shape-shifting face of the little girl to someone that the old man, used to know. All that was interesting. By the way, I should say this. I did watch the original. I just don't remember it because I saw it when I was a kid and I got freaked out by it. As most of those movies back then, I would get freaked out by. I still watched them. I just don't remember a lot of them. Like I can tell you, I watched most of the Children of the Corn movies. The original and all the remakes and sequels. I've seen them. I've seen those. And while they're entertaining, I can't recall for the life of me most of the story. I just remember little blips here and there, little scenes here and there. I can remember those. I just never watched and rewatched like some movies. Like if you were to ask me about Child's Play, I'd probably tell you, well, for the most part I can remember it because I used to watch that a lot as a kid. Those were always funny and interesting. So going back to the film, I'll just say this: the dad's acting was okay here and there for the most part. There were some scenes I felt were a little weird, but you could probably justify it in some way or explain it away in some way. Like when he's burying his kid. It looked funny or weird when he just started randomly screaming, and there was sort of nothing added to that moment. No, not a lot of music to go along with it to make that scene, I don't know, less weird. It was really weird. So, I mean, I get it. He's kind of going crazy here. And even later on, he has crazy eyes when he's talking to the wife, trying to explain, "Hey, I brought my daughter back," and boom, there she is. That was kind of a interesting scene where like you already know things are about to go down here. And as far as jump scares, there were a few. They weren't really all that great. I didn't like the whole issue with the sister. That freaked me out a little bit. The sister of the wife, when they talked about her and the condition that she had, where her spine was twisted, she couldn't get out of bed. You can see her feet, or the toes were like I don't know if they were contracted or no, maybe not contracted, but she had a lot of issues with them. They were like almost pointing inward and stuff, her toes. And when you use the scene too many times, there's less of a scare in regards to when the wife opens up, like she opened up the medicine cabinet because she hears a noise, and all of a sudden, like there's literally an opening into the house walls, and then she's like, what the heck? It looks inside, looks up, and then sees the body of her sister coming down. I was like, well, you're expecting it so much. It's like there's really nothing special about that. I just didn't really care too much about it. And also I kind of felt weird that that she was like having hallucinations later. Um, I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. I think just the film was kind of meh for me, and that's just me personally. After watching a lot of other types of horror movies, uh, the last good horror movie, honestly, was, let's see, what was the last good one? Um, I don't think there's one where I'm like 100% in love with it in the past 5-10 years. There's always going to be problems. Like I liked it because it was fun, not because it was like truly terrifying. I think the last good one I really liked before all that was probably 1408. That was because it was more cerebral, more like they kept giving hope and taking it away like repeatedly till he was worn out and then you were worn out simultaneously. Like I felt like I was right there with them, and that was kind of cool. I really like that film. If you haven't seen that, you should really see that one. That was probably one of my favorites. Um, as far as this film and the ending, it was okay. It was, well, actually not really. I didn't like that ending. Because basically everyone loses at the end, and they all get they all get brought back as evil possessed people, and then they go to the kid, and the kid's still in the car by himself. There's no one to protect him. You see the whole family, including the cat, basically eyeing him, going towards the car, and he doesn't know what's going on. That kind of sucked. So yeah. In any case, if you guys are interested in seeing this film, definitely see it just to have an opinion on it if you're interested in the film. As far as my opinion, I really didn't. I did not find all that much enjoyment out of the film as I have other films. There really wasn't a whole lot. If I were to give it a score or something, I'd probably say 6 out of 10 because it's just I didn't really need to watch it. There were good parts, but overall it's kind of a waste. But yeah, I rented it, so I don't really care. In any case, guys, hope you liked the video. I'll have a few more coming out this week, and please hit that subscribe button. Help me hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, share, and comment. If you saw it, what did you think about it? And how would you compare it to the first Pet Cemetery? How also would you compare it to the book, as this is a Stephen King book made movie? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.